Positive start. Matty Cruiser looks like he's not a good look, is it? Maybe got a little broken nose there. Doesn't look great.
Have a look at that. Not fantastic, but anyway, he'll deal with it. Murphy got an injury to Joseph. Going to go down to Doc when we get an opportunity here as well. Here he is, Joseph, with the left thigh, hamstring strap, whatever it is. We'll find out in a moment. Curnow, Yaron, the give and go. He can penetrate with his running. Gibbs gets a really good look as well. Kick not to the advantage of Casbolt on that time. Now Rance has to be tidy. Put his head down to charge through. Still got to tackle correctly. Let's get down to Doc Larkins. Doc.
Yeah, the strapping's for a heavy cork with Aaron Joseph. He will be sore, Brian, so I'll be interested to see whether he can run out more than the next half an hour, but he's back out there.
And that'll get tighter as the game goes on.
Well, it'll bleed up as he gets hotter and runs around, but often players get through, Brian.
Okay, here's Cruiser. Handball straight to the Tigers skipper, wearing the famous 17, as all skippers do down there. Now, kick around the corner wasn't great. Scotland wants to move it quickly once again. Didn't really look deep to the numbers there, and I thought Post probably could have marked. Morris helped it through as well.
I always reckon if you can jump up and get 2 fists on the ball, you can get your 2 hands on it and mark it. But
yep,
I mean, it's a high ball and it's a pressure situation, but he probably should still mark that.
Kelmore will go wide and look for Conker, one-on-one with Murphy.
So I want to have a chat, BT, about Alex Rance. I love him as a player. Here's his last 2 kicks. Now, he's got to know his limitations. That should have been 50 metres further down the line, and then he wouldn't have to defend the second one. And again, he tries to bite off too much. He's tough, he's competitive, he plays one-on-one, but he's not a great kick. So don't try and kick a 50-50 ball short that's going to come back and end up being a goal straight over your head. He's just got to get an understanding of what he can and can't do.
Cruiser. Look at the bottom, Murphy with the important outside handball. Everyone went without it.
I don't think it did.
Off the knee, above the knee. So that'll be a throw-in.
No loose players back for either team tonight. It's a real one-on-one contest at this stage all over the ground.
Ivan got the strength to go with Cruiser, that is for sure. Cochin caught in a little chicken wing tackle there by Corazzo. Murphy was looking for the 3-0 on offer. Curnow around the corner. Tui down towards the punt road, attacking 50. Coming out to meet the ball solidly, Casbolt. Thornton went to handball, couldn't make connection. This man here has been fasting all day today. Hasn't had a drink of water or a spot of food as part of Ramadan and the Muslim faith. Back inside, finds Greg. Greg down the middle says, come on, boys, get on the bike. Long kick, one-on-one again. Boy, how often have they got that? Free kick to Lidio.
Hey, this is working beautifully. They really have, as we see a free kick go the way of Delidio. They're getting Jack Revolt up the ground, and they're getting their best 3 on ballers, Delidio, Cochin and Dustin Martin, one-on-one deep, and they're doing the job, the gun mids.
Well, they get the one-on-ones because Revolt...
There's the little chicken wing, Richo.
Yeah.
And Cochin handled it magnificently, didn't he? How does he get boot to ball from that? That's a remarkable effort. Now Delidio comes in and drags it to the left.
Do you think they've structured up that way, Richo? Do you reckon they are specifically trying to get these guys one-on-one, or is it just the way it's unfolded?
I think they're definitely rolling one of the midfielders through the deepest forward position, and Revolt's been leading up through 50 a lot more early in this game.
Jamison straight down the middle, going really early was Casbolt. Murphy now out to Thornton. Rance was there as well. Brandon Ellis with a really aggressive tackle there. A hard-hitting tackle it was.
They're really trying to work over that man, Trent Cochin, after 12 disposals in the first quarter. You know what I like about it, Joe, is it's totally unpredictable. Carlton would have done all their homework on. They funnel it through Jack Revolt, and they haven't got it so far in the game.
No mark. Not sure why. Didn't hear the touch-off boot call. Let's listen.
I thought it was a bump ball.
He thought it was a bump ball.
Steve, I thought
Gee,
it was a
that
bump
was...
ball. No, I thought it was a bump ball, mate.
Gee, I thought he...
And Steve gets up and shakes his head and says, you might have thought it was, but I'm telling you, I marked it.
Yeah, it was an early call, though. He gave the players a chance, I must admit. Collins in there. Bell, did he have it? Bashahuli, by the way, 19 free kicks issued in the first quarter. The average per game is 38. There were 19 in the first quarter. Grigg. Nahas. Bell went hard at it and knocked the ball free.
Well, Matty Cruiser comes back into the team tonight, and this is a terrific hit out, Darcy. You would have been proud of this one. Got rid of Marek, and that big long hit out to Carrart, so that's a great clearance.
It's good understanding, isn't it? Good strength too from Cruiser.
Cruiser trying to get it to one of his team every time. McLean, little 30-metre gainer there. Brandon Ellis perhaps could have gone a little more ferociously at that one, but no damage done as ball dribbles out the back. Tuck. Fast hands. Martin put King under pressure. Ducking the tackle. Did well to get rid of it in the end. There's Ellis, this time good. Rance. A bit of luck here. Good bounce for Grigg. Drawing handball. Tigers out of the loop here. Jackson in the middle. Trying to bite off a little too much. If you're not capable of that kick, don't do it. Delidio handball was superb. Bashahuli was great. Gee, did Thornton know he was left footer then? I don't think so. As Rewald gets it. Surely Thornton knew he was going to go that way.
The man who kicked that ball in there, Bashahuli, absolutely fascinating listening to him speak in the pre-game, in the warm-up, about the fact that he's fasted all day today, no hydration, anything like that, coming into play an AFL game of footy, which we know how hard that is, and to be able to play at such a quality level, it's very impressive.
Yet to play in a win against the Blues, this man, Jack Rewald.
In 8 outings.
Unbelievable. 48 metres out, not great momentum. Post, so he's on target. That's a good effort from there.
Getting back to your call before about did he not understand Thornton that Hooley was a left footer, I'm amazed by how many modern players consistently go to the wrong side with left footers. Saw it a lot last night with Hawthorn playing. They've got a lot of left footers in. Players still don't do their homework and they get it wrong all the time.
Yeah, that was a bad one. Exposed in the middle. Opportunity Casbolt. Here's Brock McLean, who's had a resurgence in the last 7 or 8 weeks. He's played very good. Done his job week in, week out, Thornton. There is...
Well, he's up to 12 disposals, Brock McLean. 9 contested possessions. That is a huge rate in the contested area for him. Going at 75 too, and he's sometimes been criticised for his disposal.
Great tap by Marriage there to start this off. Delidio back into some traffic, but a pile of Tigers behind the ball. Grigg was in trouble, stolen by Garlett, looking for the little give and go. Carazzo said, no, I'm going to go this way. Eventually he'll get a look, but Martin will wake up to it and went with him.
Have a look at the other end of the ground. There's Trent Cotchin. He's got the whole 50 one-on-one, and his opponent, Marcus Davies, will be very, very nervous with that quality and that amount of space Jack Rewald has been talking about, really pushing high up the ground.
Tuck, great clearance player. This one's going to be over the line, out of bounds. The bright boots of Nahas there. They're hard to miss.
He's been in form, Robin Nahas, the last 3 or 4 weeks, but only had the 1 disposal so far tonight.
Over the back, Marriage again. I'm not sure whether that was deliberate. Martin took him on and rightly penalised there.
That was smart by Brock McLean. I thought he was going to take the advantage, but it wasn't there, and he held it up.
Gibbs, surging kick. Thornton got to present up. Need to be stronger with the hands and that. Grigg out the back door. Little gimme kick around the corner, and Tigers get let off the hook there. Jackson finds D. Brandon Ellis. Morris can go wider to the skipper, went a bit wider than that to Basher, but he hung it up in the air, gave Eddie a chance, and he doesn't need too many chances. Tui back inside. The run of Yaron is there, but he was always under McGuan pressure. Now Bashahuli, bit of a handball in hope there. King did well. McLean upended. High fend off against McLean. Jakey King, the tackle and a little bit of a back slam to go with it. And the forearm across the neck just to let him know. Rewalt the target. Shit. Unbelievable. Another one.
Jamison, I'm not sure he's happy with it.
So Rewalt was like he was impeded in his jump. You can see the arm hold there, but Rewalt's happy for that arm hold. Sometimes the forward is actually doing as much holding, but happy to make it look like he's being held.
The forward initiates the contact most of the time.
Not a lot in that.
Rewalt, tough angle.
He called it in his first set shot, BT. Doesn't seem to have his normal momentum through the ball.
When he gets to the ball, he's stopping Richo. So he might as well not have the run-up. He effectively might as well just kick it off 1 or 2 steps. Scotland really wide. Newman working hard here on Curnow. Murphy and Cochin go at it, so Richmond retain it in their forward end.
A lot of work has been put into Chris Newman by the defensive tagging role of Dennis Arnfield. Newman's only had the footy twice so far in the game.
Look at those 2 balls there. McLean and Martin bumping and probing and prodding each other.
Just keep an eye on Trent Cochin around this stoppage. You can see there's a lot of push and shove going on, but there he is. He always gets momentum. See him on the move. Even though he's being tagged, he's never stationary. He keeps moving through the contest. And Cameron Ling, one of the best taggers of all time, will tell you that that is not what you want when you're trying to stop someone.
Morris had to go, and he did go, and he had a win, but Scotland with the smother that was equally as important. Yarran to Betts. Betts can go back to Yarran. He elected the kick forward. It's got to be good. Collins offhand. Opportunity here for Casbolt. Gave it inside, and the Tigers able to repel. Jakey King, oh gee, bounced off the muscle on his chest. Almost exploded the ball. And now Davies to Armfield. Recovers, straightens, goes for the punt road goal.
His pecs are just too big, push-ups. I think that's the only reason that ricocheted back. I'm a big fan of that man there, Dennis Arnfield. You don't hear too many young people being called Dennis for a start, so that endears him to me right off the top. But he does a very good role week in, week out. He's getting the job done tonight.
Yeah, a great second effort in forward 50. Competed in the marking contest with Chris Newman. Got it back at ground level.
There's Jakey King, such big sort of Bristol area that it just bounced off.
The pecs are too big.
Just pushed the ball back.
Just the only way to explain it. I like Dennis Armfield.
Well, they're like
a very
stone.
disciplined player.
It's like bouncing off concrete, that.
Scotland. Good clearance here for the Blues. Moore trying to work Yarran over. Crowd wanted a free. Armfield's got one here. Too high against Delidio. Good call. Nothing. So he goes deep. Looking for an opportunity here once again with Casbolt.
Yeah, well done by Casbolt. Chris Newman just looked for the body then, and Casbolt knew he was going to come back and look for the body. He just stepped aside and came around the front and took the mark. Just read it a lot better in the air.
Tough kick this. Used the Dukes nicely there. Look at that vice-like grip on the ball. And this is the left post. Every time fading it back to the right.
It's Jaden Post, sorry, not Chris Newman.
And he comes, stuck it too far out to the left and made a real mess of it.
Chris Judd told us last week he actually was a centre-half forward. Casbolt actually played most of his footy there. Had to ruck last week because Crusoe wasn't playing.
Picked up one of the modern-day names, Levi.
Not one you hear all the time, is it, Levi? Casbolt, it's a bit of a rock star name.
Nicky Turner, the former great from Geelong, has got a Levi in his family. Here's Carazzo. He'll get another look here. Now, it's gone through the goals, so it should come back. It went through the goals.
Andrew would like to take the behind or the free kick. Free kick back here, thank you.
So there you go. Has the choice. Would you like to take the behind or the free kick? And I know which one Andrew's taking.
Who would ever take the behind?
Well, if you've won the game with it, you take it.
I reckon you still have a shot at goal.
Oh, Richo.
Roll the dice, BT.
Andrew Carazzo's kicked a goal, a match in the last 2 games, and here he is lining up from 40 metres. Grip on the yellow Sharon. 28 years of age, coming back from that injury this year, and in he comes on the way, just bent it magnificently. The Blues are back in front.
th game for Andrew Carrazzo. He was putting together a sensational year before he had his shoulder broken, tackle in the game against Essendon a few weeks back now. But his return and his immediate form has been sensational.
Well, putting together a good quarter here, the Carlton Football Club, and it's starting in here. 7 clearances to 1 this quarter. Andrew Carrazzo and Brock McLean with 2 each. Killing the Tigers around the contest at the moment.
Kicked 4 of the last 5 goals, the Blues. Martin's got one here. Kicked both goals in this quarter. Have Carlton. Martin goes long and deep. Jack got a good jump at it. Off hands Nahas and King, but Collins the clearer. Great poise, needed to hit that Yarran target though.
Didn't take the mark there, Jack, but we've spoken about it a lot. In fact, Mick Moldhouse also pointed out in our pre-show that is his go, isn't he? He looks so much more dangerous with a run and a leap at the footy rather than the stand and wrestle.
Gee, see, that's slinged by the boundary umpire. He's got an unusual action. He slings it out the side. Have a look at this. We're going to get another opportunity. Normally they throw it over the top of their heads. No, different boundary umpire this time, so he'll revert back to the normal action.
Pretty sloppy quarter from both teams. Neither team can just hang on to the football at the moment. Only 2 marks for Carlton and 5 for Richmond for the quarter. That just means the disposal efficiency is really poor.
Grigg from the King handball. Rewalt and Jamison go at it. Hooley went without it. Collins went and got it, but the tackle by Edwards stuck.
Thank you.
Richo, you mentioned that Carlton started getting on top in the middle of the ground. Well, Trent Cotchin's only had the 1 possession this quarter. Carlton have been able to hold him and bring him back in check, which has allowed them to get on top through the middle of the ground and give their forwards first use.
Well, there it is, 57% apiece. That's pretty poor football from both teams.
Jackson got to be careful here. Nahas caught one high. And Nahas will get an opportunity. Have a look. Yeah, that's fair call.
Let's go, 5 metres.
Certainly caught one high, but he made the most of it too, little Robbie Nahas, the little big man.
Well, he needs to get into the game, Rob. He can't find the football at all so far, only the 1 disposal.
20 gone.
This will be his 2nd kick.
Directly in front, 30 metres out. Robin Nahas. City end to put the Tigers back in front. Misses left.
That's disappointing, isn't it? When you're in the side as a genuine small forward goal kicker to miss one that you should kick
150. Yep, thanks.
99 times out of 100.
Well, they've been poor in front of goal all year, Das. It was talked about during the week. It was practiced a lot at training, but they've missed some set shots tonight. Jack Rewalt's missed 2 and Nahas misses that one.
Bruiser to Thornton. Ellis tied him up magnificently. Garland, if he just could have kept his feet then. Moore with a good tackle, and we'll have another ball up, this time at the Carlton end. So a chance for them to exert some pressure at their end. Marriage knocks it to the boundary line. Garland, centering ball. Thornton and Rance go at it. And that's a push against Thornton.
And I'm loving this, boys. I mentioned that it was Trent Cotchin's been fairly quiet this quarter. It's big Tommy Bell who's doing the job on him at the moment. He's got the matchup. That's a big ask in his 2nd game of footy with Cotchin being on fire, but he's done a terrific job so far.
Yeah, he certainly has, Lee, hasn't he? 12 disposals, Cotchin the 1st quarter. He's just had the 1 in the 2nd term.
Funny little kick. To Matty D. Here he is, man with muscles on muscles. Conker, Brandon Ellis ran into the tackle, had the awareness to get rid of it. Now Jakey King's going to be the kicker. He just goes the spiral, and guess what? Jamison Gibbs. Short to Joseph.
He's not there. Yep.
Well, he's the player you want to have the ball in back 50, delivering it. Bryce Gibbs doesn't make many mistakes there.
Good kick to Armfield. Armfield wanting to move the ball, Gibbs, and now Scotland. Scotland, the overlap, is being forced wide there by Conker. Had to retreat and come back and just regain their composure here, the Blues. Curnow.
They've been able to get a little bit of control of the footy here with a string of marks, and still only 16 marks for the whole quarter between both teams, and it just shows that neither team can really get control of this game.
Murphy deliberately sticking that ball in the air for McLean then, with the Bashahuli matchup.
He's really saving his career, Brock McLean. There's no doubt he was given an opportunity. It would have been all over for him, I think, at the end of this year if he hadn't grasped it with both hands. He's had a really consistent 6 weeks.
Scotland, where are the Flyers? Casbolt is deep. Marriage in front. Eddie. Can he avoid the Rance tackle? Little kick, centering ball. Jakey King. And off the post. She's dangerous bets from any position. 4.5 to half time. And have a look at this. How do you get 2 Richmond players with that much space? Unbelievable. Now Grigg. Nice little ball to Deledio. Deledio thinking of going boundary.
Jamison is the only one back, BT. Can't kick it long.
So he finds Cotton on the little presenter.
See Jamison on the right of your screen there, just on his own.
Cotton waiting for something to transpire. In the end, just kicks it long and deep. High ball, top of the square. Piece of it there, Davies. He's been paid rather dubious mark, but nevertheless.
It's actually really interesting. You know, we sit in the best seat in the house just about here. Just how stagnant this ground is at the moment.
Yeah.
You pointed out, Joe, with Jamison there, there was no movement. Cochin hung onto the footy looking for a lead. He didn't get one. He had no choice but to kick it long and high to a contest.
Carazzo, great awareness, kept the arms free, even though tackled. That's great poise to do that. Basher. Around without it now. Morris has got to feed it out the back, and now they're under some enormous Carlton pressure here.
I reckon the best way as umpire comes in, crowd getting involved, and it's a good crowd tonight as Brock McLean picks himself up. Have a look at that effort from Brock. Did pretty well. There's a lot of inexperienced players, Richard, that haven't got the tank yet to run hard for a full game of AFL football, and there's a lot of players coming back from injuries as well. I just don't think the running capacity's there.
What a great win that was from Cochin. Morris finds Jackson. Jackson hurt himself there. And that mark, a little limpy. Now King. McGuan presents, but wasn't committed to the lead there.
Look how stagnant again, BT. It's a great shot of it. There's no one moving at all.
So McGuan just doubles back, and in the end, left for Martin, who tries to make it happen. Now Bryce Gibbs got to push this through. I reckon Edwards just kicked it out of his hands. This is going to be a review. Same men, same umpires. I reckon that's right. I reckon he probably kicked it out of his hands.
Division underway.
Boy, does he like a bit of exposure. Dean Marr gets the umpire. Looks clean, a little inconclusive, I guess, but you can see Bryce Gibbs turned his body sideways, socket out of the hand by Edwards. Great thinking. Gibbs claims the touch.
If it's inconclusive, it goes back to the goal umpire's decision. Is that right, BT?
Correct.
Yes. Yeah,
Absolutely.
That looks pretty conclusive, that angle to me.
it does, doesn't it?
Goal umpire thought it was a goal.
Now, the replays are being rolled here at the discretion of the score review operator. And I think that's probably a goal.
Yeah, we're still going.
So they're still rolling replays. He wants to keep looking here. And is that finger pushed back there? That's hard to say from that angle.
Review completed. The ball was touched, confirmed behind.
Wow, that decision. I mean, what you're seeing at home are the same pictures that the review system is seeing now. I thought that was completely inconclusive. How do you draw that conclusion?
I've nearly fallen off my chair over that. I can't believe, look, that took a minute and a half. Now, there's a chance his fingers were bent back, but how can you conclusively say that was the case? You've got to go to the goal umpire who's a metre away. That is a staggering decision.
That is unbelievable. King got pushed under the ball. Jackson hots up. McGuan tried to bust the tackle. You get the feeling they're a little mad over that, the Tigers. Eddie, Mark, peels off handball. Scotland, Blues have got Garland out down the punt road end. 2 minutes left in the half. Garland can go to McLean, or he can go inside. Couldn't get it, Casbolt. Now Thornton, pursued by Ellis. Morris, Betts, off the ground. Soccer, goal.
Well, there you go, BT. Down the
Socket out of the hands as well.
Well, down one end of the ground, we're still sort of wondering what happened there, and as always happens, goes straight down the other end. A 2-goal potential turnaround there, and Richmond supporters will not be happy with that.
Jeez, this is a big story. You just can't believe it.
Well, this is the one at the other end. Now, the score review umpires made a decision from that angle that it was touched. Now, if you at home can make that decision, I can't.
It's pretty inconclusive. I think we probably agree on that.
There's a chance that his finger was bent back, but it's only a chance. How do you overrule the goal umpire less than a metre away who said, I think it's a goal? It was only umpire Margetts who insisted on the review. It's gone down the other end. 2-goal turnaround.
Carlton by 9. Kick 4 in a row. They're going to go again. The handball was a little ferocious for Curnow. Tidied up by Murphy. Back in the middle. There's an opportunity for Casbolt. Good kick, Jeffy. Oh, he spent it before he had it. Now Scotland. He's a good user by foot. He winds up. He's a big kick from 50 out. He's offline. A minute and a quarter left in the half.
Well, the Tigers need to compose themselves here, Richo. They had a really good start to the game. They got 5 goals in the first quarter out of Cochin and Dustin Martin. They had their real forward structure working well. But the second quarter, it's Carlton, that controversial one. They've got to put it behind them with a minute to go, because it's season on the line stuff here for both teams.
10-point margin. Dustin Martin just come off the bench and said to his players, settle it down. He understands the time, and they certainly don't want to concede, because 10 points is no damage done.
They only had 1 goalless quarter in 2012, Richmond. That was in round 7 versus Sydney, and in 38 seconds, this is looking like being their second.
Kick 5 behinds in this quarter. Digan along the ground to Curnow. Ducked his head. You heard the umpire. That one was a bit high, though. Good call.
This is where Richmond have got to hold strong. They can't afford to concede another goal. You go into half-time break 10 points down. It's well and truly gettable, but you don't want to concede another one.
Needs to be a professional finish, doesn't it, Lingy?
Absolutely. Free kick, that should do it, you'd hope.
Now, neither player in either team knew what that was for then. Gives you an idea of a decision that perhaps didn't need to be made. Well, a half of football that was littered with controversy, lots of free kicks, lots of score review opportunities, and 2 good teams fighting for survival this year. Carlton by 10 points here at the moment. They lead at half-time, 7-5, 47 to Richmond, 5-7, 37.